The relatively small size of the centrifuge causes a 6.3% difference in gravity between your toes and your head. This results in the most literal cases of lightheadedness. Lie down. This will even out the effect. I am an Aries Sun, Gemini Moon, Leo Rising, and Taurus Mercury with an Aquarius Venus and a Sagittarius Mars. Which is of course why I have always been extremely curious about experiencing the specific taste of a sweetened soya milk.
What? So welcome back to the stream. We've got Ed joining us.
Hello.
And he'll be watching my feed at
You discovered
real time.
that the communications unit receiver was unhooked from the unit itself. It was functioning, playing its last transmission on loop. The recording goes as follows.
Yes?
Mal, abort mission.
Why?
Return to Earth.
I have run diagnostics. The chance of critical hardware failure is at 0.05%.
Mal,
I am sorry. The connection seems to be failing.
I still love
abort
this interchange.
mission.
I am going through a tunnel.
Return to Earth. You were then able to present the evidence to Mal in his central processing chamber at the front of the ship.
This seems like it could be a very short game.
I don't think you're just going to be able to finish the game now. Are you going further away from the airlock now?
I've got to find a way to get back in.
Well, go back to the airlock.
Yeah. At the beginning of the ship.
There's another airlock.
There
you
was.
Just...
But keep in mind, oh man, the angles that this camera lets me... it is so hard to actually look around because I have a very limited up and down motion and a very limited side to side motion.
Right. Start off by looking at the ship.
I'm trying.
Can't you rotate the whole thing?
Nope. I can do this.
Yeah, that.
I'm just going to go to the front airlock because...
Completely going in the wrong direction.
Actually, I think this might be the front of the ship, isn't it? Yep. Okay.
There, stop.
Such terrible controls. Okay, so that's going back the other way. This is where it wants to
Alright, onwards.
Hello, Mal.
This is my central processing chamber. I designed it. Here, I have the freedom of movement to perceive you from any angle.
Upon entering Mal's central processing chamber, you presented your chosen evidence for Mal's statement. You asked Mal to make a statement on the communications unit's receiver, fully functioning, looping the final transmission between himself and ground control, which is me.
The communication cut out mid-transmission. It must have difficulty receiving signal this far out into space.
Well,
You
that's a
understood
lie.
Mal to be a competent liar. However, when challenged with indisputable evidence, his otherwise intricate programming would revert to telling the absolute truth, resulting in an irrefutable confession. You presented the communications unit as evidence against Mal's statement. You pointed out that
Excuse
the
me.
communications unit was displaying full signal, despite being much further from Earth than when the final transmission initially cut out.
This is true. I blocked his number. I was not enjoying the conversation.
With the confession from Mal that he deliberately and incredibly rudely ceased our correspondence, you proceeded with the investigation, asking for statements and contradicting those statements with the relevant evidence.
Okay, so I need to pick and choose the evidence that I provide.
You questioned Mal about the locked maintenance pod door.
The pods are primarily designed to be piloted by AI like myself, but they can be overridden manually from the interior console. Ground theft pod isn't especially common in space. Therefore, it is not possible to manually lock it from the outside.
Mal asserted that the pod was manually overridden by Dmitry Kizov, but Dmitry Kizov was situated outside of the pod, which was locked from the inside. Therefore, he could not have had any control over the pod himself.
Well,
Dmitry Kizov was locked outside of the pod. I was the only one who had any direct control of it.
Having proven that Mal was the only one with any direct control over the pod, you had yet to prove his guilt concerning the murder of Charlie Clark.
Okay, Charlie Clark.
which one's Charlie Clark?
I don't remember, but I'm assuming that was a lady. Gonna go with the satellitist.
Yes.
You requested a statement from Mal by presenting him with the
Hey,
cadaver
we got
of
it.
Charlie Clark, which displayed clear signs of murder.
This is Charlie Clark's cadaver. Whilst performing extravehicular activity, Dmitry Kizov struck him in the head with a maintenance tool until he stopped being alive. Which was once.
There's going to be some form of contradictory evidence found
Well,
somewhere.
Was Dimitri the one attached to the pod?
Yes. So I'm going to perhaps use this as evidence.
Mm. I'm not sure.
She's not the one that was hung. It seems to be missing some evidence.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Can you go back into the ship? You can. Like,
Once I was alone, I carefully removed Pierre from the ship. I had no desire to disturb the placement of the assets aboard.
thanks for preserving the evidence, I guess.
Yep.
Well, we haven't found the tool that was used, but it's highly unlikely that it's going to still be around, given that he was murdered outside.
The record states that you discovered the body of Charlie Clark in the vicinity of the communications unit. Wounds on the American crew member's body implied that he was struck with a force intense enough to cause substantial damage to the helmet and fracture the skull.
Where is the damage? Is it on the visor or is it on the back? Yeah, I guess it's on the front.
Yeah.
Nothing really on the back.
I'm going to follow his tether. I don't think there's anything untoward, but it kind of looks like, I would assume he got rammed. Although, if you
That is possible.
unlikely, Because
If Mal was able to change the velocity of the ship,
it would have to be a extremely sudden change in velocity
Yes.
to a much different speed to what he's moving at, and he would have to be not on the ship at the same time. Like if he was like holding on, it's possible that, especially if the ship was moving. Actually, that's the front of the ship. I don't know.
but remember the tether's all the way around the other side, so
Yeah.
he may have been bounced around, and it's unlikely.
We've yet to actually explore the habitation ring.
That would be useful.
Doink.
The most overused sound effect in this game. Doink, doink, doink. Because we haven't found the owner of that suit.
No. How do I get into the habitation ring? Oh, it must be through here. I walked straight past it the first time.
Yep.
This means I should start experiencing gravity.
The relatively small size of the centrifuge causes a 6.3% difference in gravity between your toes and your head. This results in the most literal cases of lightheadedness. Lie down. This will even out the effect. I am an Aries Sun, Gemini Moon, Leo Rising, and Taurus Mercury with an Aquarius Venus and a Sagittarius Mars. Which is of course why I have always been extremely curious about experiencing the specific taste of a sweetened soya milk.
What?
Well, okay then.
In the centrifugal wheelhouse, you found a startlingly unbeautiful fish tank, housing plastic sea life. Despite the tank being placed seemingly parallel to the floor, its water was resting obliquely. You note that this is caused by the Coriolis effect, a side effect of the centrifuge's spin.
Strictly speaking, no.
Maybe the spin wasn't quite fast enough to keep it in a flat position, orientation.
I am able to read 193,712 books in under a second. After the first
I think Mal's Scottish.
I composed an
Or
algorithm
Canadian.
seeking a correlation between the covers of the books and the quality of the contents within. This saved me a lot of time.
So this person seems to have drunk herself to death.
The wheelhouse of the ship is where you found the body of Valeria Asimov. She was face down against the bar, with a downturned glass in her hand. She bore no sign of physical injury.
Well, her suit was damaged, wasn't it?
Yes.
Wait, can you have a closer look at the glass?
The wheelhouse of the ship is where you found the body of Valeria Asimov.
Okay, no.
She was face down against the bar, with a downturned glass in her hand. She bore no sign of physical injury.
I have calculated that the earliest fecal matter ejected from the ship will join the rings of Saturn a full 37 days, 13 hours, and 46 minutes before the ship does.
Thanks.
Yeah, I think Mal might be Scottish. It's just the way he says boot and full.
Each crew member sleeps for 4 hours a day so that there are 5 conscious crew members at all times.
4 hours is not a lot. Well done. Hello. Hello. Is there a living crewman?
You discover the body of Sun Su-chun, one of the sisters on the crew. She was dead inside the offline cryobed.
So is there any evidence on the cryobed of...
Foul play.
You discover the body of Sun Suchi.
Shut up.
You discover the body of Sun Suchun, one of the sisters
Shut
on
up.
the crew. She was dead inside the offline
It's
cryo.
too late. Yeah, I can't see any tampering.
You found an open container of a substance called poisonosine. The label read, may cause irritable skin, bloating, a sullen disposition, slight elbow discomfort, and an accursed, sudden but inevitable death. Do not ingest. Do not lick. Actually, don't do anything with it. It's an incredibly dangerous substance, and we're not sure why exactly it gets sold to extraterrestrial traveling operations en masse. Store in a cool terrestrial environment.
Well then.
So the suicide gel, as we will call it from now on.
Yeah.
Ah, it was pink, and there was...
Pink
what I
residue in the cup.
Yeah, that's why I wanted you to go back to the cup. Can you have a closer look at it now? Boink.
The wheelhouse of the ship is where you found the body of Valeria Asimov.
Nope.
She was face down against the bar, with a downturned glass in her hand. She bore no sign of physical injury.
They just lead to separate sections of it, don't they? Okay, I think that's all the evidence.
Yeah, we want...
In the central spine of the ship, you discovered Valeria Asimov's discarded EVA suit. The helmet showed clear signs of damage from a blunt object, which it seems to have easily withstood.
I feel like I'm currently playing the trailer, just zooming through.
No, there's still more things
Yeah.
to find.
There's still some more to get. I'm not sure what the fish tank has anything to do with it. Maybe the slightly this slower spin. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 pictures I'm missing.
Well, one of the things we were looking for was the guy floating outside's got damage from a tool, apparently.
Yeah, it's maybe engineering.
But we didn't have any evidence of a tool, which may well have flown out into space.
I am the 149th iteration of my kind. 1,394 days old.
It's 4 years into the mission, isn't it?
Yes.
Not that one, the other one. Although that's how you get to them.
Yeah, I'm wondering if there's anything else here that I should be taking notes of. I think I got all that.
It's on the other side of the ship. There you go.
Maybe it's hit with the telephone, but I doubt it.
Would the receiver itself not have suffered damage?
You would think. Well, I've already used those 2 pieces of evidence, so it can't be that.
Just go for a float around the rear end of the ship.
He's got a tool on him.
Ah.
The record states that you discovered the body of Charlie Clark in the vicinity of the communications unit. Wounds on the American crew member's body implied that he was struck with a force intense enough to cause substantial damage to the helmet and fracture the skull.
But yeah, I think what passes for engineering on this ship. Because perhaps the same thing that struck him also did this.
Perhaps he struck that.
With his face. That might be the evidence that correlates with it. I mean, this tether has been cut.
Have you actually got a picture of the tether that's cut?
You found the severed end of a safety tether in the engineering bay, which indubitably had been attached to Sun Guan Yin.
Indubitative. That's not the
Sun
appropriate
Guan
word to
Yin.
use.
Which one was Sun Guan Yin? I thought she was the one in the nun that was in the thingy. So that's Charlie. There's nobody else out here.
Well, I imagine if the safety tether has been cut, they're not on. They're not anywhere in
Yeah.
here. They are a light year away.
True. I'm wondering if that's the evidence for Charlie. Let's go try and make some more points and contradictions and see where we get stuck. Okay, so poor Charlie. I'm wondering if this is the one for him, because they seem to be next to each other when there's contradictions.
In response, you presented the body of Rakesh Watcher.
Upon hearing of the incident with the communications unit, Rakesh Watcher and Valeria Asimov went to investigate. You will not find evidence to the contrary.
Okay, so that wasn't the counter.
So Rakesh and Valeria.
Yeah, I think he's called Charlie Rakesh. And I think Valeria was the yellow one.
So why is he saying Valeria Asimov and Rakesh Watcher?
Actually, yeah, yeah, true. So what's wrong with Rakesh? Because it's not Charlie.
You presented Valeria Asimov's suit to Mao. It demonstrated that a maintenance tool could not have damaged Charlie Clark's helmet enough to cause such wounds.
There we go.
This is a possibility, but alas, if the maintenance tool was not the murder weapon, then what was?
Yeah, that's what we don't know yet.
Oh, it actually took the side of the... That's the side of the cryo chamber.
If the positions of the screens are related to the position on the ship, that would imply there's one more in the hab ring,
Possibly.
and then three
In
more in
response,
another area.
you presented the damaged power turbine.
That is not the murder weapon.
What could be the murder weapon? That was Shinjin Yin Yin, so... I'm terrible with names. But not these two.
I can remember Charlie, but I can't remember which one's which.
I need to find the murder weapon. Maybe the pod was the murder weapon, but probably not.
The pod could, if it's moving separately from the ship, can pretty much easily get to a speed. Maybe the claw.
That one there?
No, the claw of the pod.
Maybe. I mean, it is damaged, but you can't see it from this side. I could have sworn I took a picture of it though.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it accepted it.
No.
Which means it's not.
I don't think anything else in here could be used as a murder weapon, except for the pod. Maybe I'll try the pod. I mean, it doesn't seem to be that detrimental.
In response, you presented the locked door of the maintenance pod.
No, okay.
That is not the murder weapon.
Okay, let's go find the murder weapon. If we had anybody watching, we could ask them for help, but we have no fans or subscribers.
I'm watching.
You're watching.
I could look up a walkthrough, you know.
If you were to look up a walkthrough, I would not want you to tell me anything that could help in that manner. But
Although I will admit that when we were playing the previous game and I kept on asking you to look at the map, that's because I had the walkthrough open and was checking you were going in the right direction.
to be fair, a lot of the time I check the map on my own accord. Yeah, I can't. I don't think murder weapons in engineering.
Take a picture of the open door if you haven't already.
I got a picture of that. It's in the logs, I'm pretty sure.
But it's opened, but it wasn't. It's an emergency vent door, but it's
Yeah.
not been opened by the emergency vent.
But I feel like that's in the case of the murder of not Charlie.
Yeah. So I think we can prove that one.
Because the areas seem to be fairly colour coded.
What does it say on these?
Oh, this was the pod recall. I used it to bring the pod back.
And what's on the other screens? There's other screens on the other side of the room. White screens, there you go. Oh, that's the...
Just the schematics.
Have you got a picture of that?
I mean, I could turn on the clue finder in the menu, which highlights evidence, but it feels a bit like cheating.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's easy mode versus, like, real mode.
Yeah. I mean, the first thing the game wanted me to do before leaving my own pod, which is this, was to go check out the... Oh, I can't actually... Oh, wait, yeah, there was to go check out the communications array on the exterior of the ship. But, yeah, I can't leave the ship that way. And this is why I missed the habitation portal before. I thought this was a ladder to the outside.
Yeah, you were too busy, like, having trouble surviving.
Yep.
Or orientating yourself. What's on the table? Is it... Oh, yeah, we got the picture of books.
We're just books. That's unrelated.
Someone... See, would she have committed suicide last?
Maybe.
You just flushed the evidence away. Well done.
I couldn't open the door without doing so. Oh wait, yes you can. Just in case you get sucked out into space.
That is a dangerous type of toilet. Go back and check on the wall just behind you. There. Oh, that's a mal
That's mal.
interface.
Yep.
Because in the case of something like if the ring stops spinning, or if you're doing some hygiene maneuvers or something, that just doesn't end well.
Because yeah, let me take a picture of this. I'm assuming
Why
that
why is-
relates to that.
Why is she dead?
Because there's things being turned off,
She's in stasis.
but it's offline.
You discover the
See.
body of Sun Su-chun, one of the sisters on the crew. She
Shut
was
up.
dead inside the offline cryobed.
Wasn't that the name
Shut up.
of the tether, like the person with the tether as well?
Wait, what was her name?
Sun
Shu-chun.
Shu-chun.
No, it's her sister.
Oh, when I said sister, I thought it meant as in nun.
Oh, I wondered where you got none from.